Today class on prevention and control of acute respiratory infection and pneumonia. So first one, acute respiratory infection. It is a infection of any part of respiratory tract. It is mainly causes inflammation to the respiratory tract, and also it is mainly affecting on normal breathing. It may appears upper respiratory system and also appears with lower respiratory system. The upper respiratory system comes from sinuses to end with vocal cords, and the lower respiratory system starts from vocal cords to the ends with lungs. Next one, it is a infection of respiratory tract. It involves different types of areas. Can be involved. Acute respiratory tract infections are comes from anywhere in the respiratory tract from nose to the alveoli. Types, there are classified into two types: acute respiratory tract infections of upper respiratory infections including common cold, pharyngitis, epiglottitis, and otitis media. Acute lower respiratory tract infections includes laryngitis, laryngotracheitis, and bronchitis, and bronchiolitis, and pneumonia. These are the various classifications of acute respiratory infections. Next one, these are the classification of acute respiratory tract infections classified into two types: acute upper respiratory infections and ac- acute lower respiratory infections. Next one, another types of pneumonia. First one is community acquired infections pneumonia. This type of pneumonia occurs due to in community during 48 hours of hospitalization. It is a most common pneumonia. And second one is hospital acquired pneumonia. This type of pneumonia occurs after 48 hours stay in hospitals. Next one, healthcare associated pneumonia. This type of pneumonia produced due to person living at nursing homes, dialysis centers, and outpatient clinics. And next to another type of infection is aspiration pneumonia. This occurs due to inhalation of foreign particles like foreign bodies, food, drink, and vomiting materials, saliva from mouth into the lungs. It may causes poor gag of reflex. It may causes brain injury, dysphagia, excessive use of alcohol and drugs. Next one, atypical pneumonia. It is most commonly occurs. It is also appears in children and young adults. Sixth one, pneumonia is hypostatic pneumonia. It is occurs due to collection of fluids in the dorsal region of the lungs. This type of hypostatic pneumonia occurs in bedridden person and also occurs in older peoples. Next one, various types of acute respiratory infections. First one is sinusitis, inflammation of sinus. Next one, tonsillitis, occurs due to infection of tonsils. Next one, pharyngitis, it means inflammation of pharynx due to infection of pharynx or sore throats. Next one, tracheitis, it means inflammation of trachea occurs due to infection. Next one, laryngitis, it is infection of larynx causes inflammation of larynx. Next one, pleurisy, it means inflammation of pleura caused by the infection. Next one, bronchiolitis, it is infection of larger airway of bronchi. Next one, bronchiolitis. It means infection of small airways. It is mainly affecting on bronchioles. Next one, pneumonia. Infection of the alveoli and surrounding lungs. These are the various types of acute respiratory infections. Itis means inflammation. Next one, causative agents for acute respiratory tract infections. This can be caused by various types of pathogens like viruses. Example for virus, enterovirus, influenza ABC, measles, parainfluenza 1 to 3, RSV, rhinoviruses, and coronaviruses. Another one, bacteria, Bordetella picturis, Corynebacterium diphtheria, Haemophilus influenza, Legionella pneumophila, Streptococcus pneumonia, and Streptococcus pyogenes. Next one, host related factors. The persons who are living with low birth weight, it can be infected with acute respiratory infection. It may causes danger. And persons having suffered with malnutrition, it is also affected with acute respiratory infections. It is most commonly frequent cause of ARI. Next one, the persons who are having lacking immune system, and also persons suffered with measles and whooping cough, it will prevent the immunity. And antecedent viral infections, this type of infection caused due to impair the immune system of the children's. Next one, environmental factors. Due to pollution of air in both outdoor and indoor causes increases the intensity of ARI. These polluted inhalants causes tracheobronchial mucosa damages and also causes ciliary paralysis. It may consequently causes acute respiratory infection severe. And also active and passive smoking also causes respiratory illness. Passive exposure due to smoke in childhood, it causes respiratory infections. Next one, pollutants from biomass fuels also causes ARI. Another factors are due to increasing the age and smoking history like active smoking and passive smoking, and also patients suffered with any one type of upper respiratory infections and tracheal intubation, prolonged immobility, immunosuppressive therapy, and malnutrition, dehydration. The patient is suffered with another type of diseases and viral infections, and difficult to swallowing, and person is suffered with COPD or bronchocystic and cystic fibrosis, and other diseases. Person suffered with heart diseases, liver diseases, and diabetes mellitus. They are easily affected by acute respiratory infections. The major symptoms of acute respiratory infections are runny nose, coughing, sore throats, body pains, fever over 103 degrees Fahrenheit, difficulty in breathing, and loss of consciousness. The pathophysiology involved in ARI is once the bacteria or virus or other causative agents are introduced into our body, it may causes entered into lungs. It may produces inflammation and may causes swelling of alveolar cavity and formates the exudates. Alveoli and respiratory bronchioles and bronchi filled with serum exudates and blood cells and fibrin bacteria causes consolidation of lung tissues. Diagnosis of bronchiolitis. It can be diagnosed by using chest X-ray and pulse oximetry and also collecting nasopharyngeal slabs to identify the viral cultures and also test for viral antibody titers. CT scan for diagnose the sinusitis and the throat swab and mouth swab and nose swab used for detect the infectious materials. These are the various types of tests used for diagnosis of ARI. By physical examination of throat, eyes, and inside of the nostril cavity for observing the secretions or enlargement of tonsils, and collect the swabs from mouth and nose to detect the presence of infectious matter, and also conducting X-rays and CT scan to determine the condition of lungs, and also CT scan used for detect the sinusitis, and pulse oximetry used for checking the activity of lungs to supply the oxygens, and perform lungs function test. Next one, physical examination. In physical examination, counting the number of breaths in 1 minute greater than 60 beats breaths per minute in child less than 2 months. Next one, greater than 50 breaths per minute in child aged 2 months to 12 months, and greater than 40 beats per minute in child aged 12 months to the 5 years. Based on the number of breaths in 1 minute, calculate the fast breathing or normal breathing. Next one, look for chest in drawing. The person is taking breath, he will draw the condition of lungs, and look and listen for stridor, and look for wheezing in child breathe out, and also feel fever or low body temperature, and check for nutritional conditions of the patient, and check for cyanosis. A chest X-ray demonstrates the hyperinflammation of flattened diaphragm and bilateral atelectasis in right apical. Next one, signs of respiratory distress during breathing and breathing in and out. It can observe the distress during breathing out. The nostril tracts can be opened, and breathing in it can be open and out too. It can be blocked. Next, treatment of acute respiratory infections. It can be treated by using antibiotics, and also it can be treated by using MMR vaccine, and also patient taking influenza vaccine, and also taking pertussis vaccine, and also patient taking supplements like vitamin C. If the patient is suffered with oxygen supply to provide support to therapy, and also patient is suffered with fever, it can be treated with analgesic drugs. If in case of severe nostril blocking, using nebulizers. And preventive steps for ARA is giving vaccination using MMR or influenza or pertussis vaccine, and practicing good hygienic conditions, and wash your hands frequently, and always cover your mouth and nose during sneezing, and avoid touching faces, eyes, mouth. If you cold, use face masks and stay home and drink plenty of fluids and avoid overcrowding places and keep the house ventilated and clean and free from smoke. These are the prevention and controlling steps for ARI. Next one, pneumonia. This is the one of the acute respiratory infection. It can be caused by bacteria or viral or fungi. It is most commonly affected both lungs. It occurs due to inflammation of air sacs like alveoli. In most of the cases, air sacs of the lungs filled with watery fluids or pus and make it hard to breathe. It is a contagious disease transfer from one person to the another person due to filling of watery fluids or pus. It can be converted into hard. It is a causes inflammation of the alveolus. It can be most commonly caused by either bacteria or virus or fungus. In this condition, exchange of gases is more difficult and also decreases the oxygen intake and also causes painful in breathing. It is a most dangerous condition in children's and also older peoples. Pneumonia can be de- converted into different types. It is a bacterial infection, viral infection, or atypical pneumonia or fungal infection. It can be caused by various types of bacteria, viral and fungal, like influenza virus, respiratory virus, and rhinoviruses, streptococcus pneumonia, and fungus, and also changing the cigarette smoking and alcohol drinking. Person is suffered with upper respiratory tract infections, corticosteroids therapy. It is most commonly affected to the old age peoples and also persons who are suffered with malnutrition and persons who are suffered with COPD and persons are having hypertension, diabetes mellitus and cystic fibrosis. These are the major causes of pneumonia. Based upon the anatomical classification, there are classified into three types. Bronchopneumonia, it is mainly affecting on bronchus, and lobar pneumonia, it is mainly affecting on single lobe only. Interstitial pneumonia involves between the alveolus. These are the based on the anatomical regions. Next one, another type of pneumonias it can be discussed. The clinical features of the pneumonia are signs and symptoms of the pneumonia. It may causes high fever and chills, and it causes blueness of the skin, and it may causes headache and loss of appetite, and mood swing, and decreases the blood pressure and increases the heart rate and produces nausea and vomiting in muscles or joints, causes pain. And coming to lungs, it may causes cough with sputum and shorten the breath and causes chest pain and muscular fatigue and muscular pains can be produces. Next one, various diagnosis tests used for determine the pneumonia. First, observe the symptoms of the persons and collect the medical history and includes if the person is contacted with any pneumonic patient or and also collect the travel history and examine the physical conditions of the breath and also conducting blood test and also in cases conducting chest x-ray if difficult in pneumonia condition it can be caused due to microorganisms detect the bacteria virus fungi by using sputum test and also conducting ct scan if the patient is having high risk conditions and also measure the oxygen levels in blood by arterial blood gas test and also test the bronchoscope. In normal case, there are having and in suffered with bacteria. The second diagram either causes viral. It may causes this type of X-rays and it may causes COVID-19. The lungs position can be observed by using X-rays. Next one, patient lung biopsy by bronchoscope. The samples can be collected and it can be transferred into nutrient mediums. These nutrient medium is allowed to grow both bacteria, virus and fungi. And using bronchoscope used for view the or check the airway and also check the any abnormalities in the bronchioles. And in some type of another techniques are used for determine the pneumonia: bronchoscopy, thoracoscopy, percutaneous aspiration, open lung biopsy and pleural aspiration. Next one, the major treatment of pneumonia is using bacterial infection or bacterial pneumonia, penicillins, cephalosporins, and azithromycin and clarithromycin can be used. The viral pneumonia using oseltamivir, zanamivir, favipiravir, and remdesivir. The fungal pneumonia using miconazole, ketoconazole, itraconazole, and fluconazole can be used. Based on the type of bacteria, it can be treatment can be varies. If the person is suffered with body pains using aspirin, ibuprofen, and acetaminophen can be used. If the person is suffered with cough, using over the counting drugs like cough suppressants can be used. By providing support to care like oxygen supply, you will prevent the treat the conditions of the patient. Next one, other supportive therapies like conducting breathing exercise, using cough suppressants, analgesics and antibiotics by providing oxygen therapy. Next one, pneumonia can be prevented by using universal vaccination like measles, whooping cough and diphtheria and maintain proper hygienic conditions, avoid smoking and taking immunos boosters and maintain healthy diet, taking regular exercise and conducting pranayamas or yogas and educate the peoples and avoid exposure to the chemicals. And the pregnant woman or lactating woman is suffered with pneumonia to avoid breastfeeding, avoid smoking and taking better nutrients, and also maintain respiratory hygienic conditions and using vaccines like inactivated influenza vaccine or live attenuated influenza vaccine to prevent the pneumonia. There are two type of vaccines used for treatment of pneumonia. There are Pren, Pre, Prevnar 13. It is a PCV 13. Next another vaccine Pneumovax 23. It is a PPSV 23 vaccine. These are the various types of vaccines used for treatment of pneumonia.